Okay, slightly different setup to what we would normally have here. It's a review of a power pack, well, power charger for batteries, specifically for Canon batteries that I use for my EOS 700D, which I think is a Rebel T51 or something like that if you're over in America. If I can remember which one it is, I'll put the subtitle up here to confirm what the correct name is. It's one of those weird things where for whatever reason internationally a particular product is known by one name, and then a particular territory for whatever reason it's known by something else for reasons that make no sense whatsoever. I've got to admit, I do kind of like the idea of the Rebel series because it does sound a bit rebellious, but hey ho, it's what it is, I suppose. If I went out to America and bought it that way, I might be able to get myself a Rebel camera, but that would mean having it by flights over there and then probably paying more for it overall depending on what the rate of exchange and everything is. But that all gets away from the point of this video. This video is about charging up the batteries for my camera, and this is a charging unit I bought myself a while back, which I've reviewed previously, and I wasn't that impressed by the fact that the LCD display kind of broke. I'll just give you a little demonstration of what I mean by that. Can you see the blue light? Good. Can you see the liquid crystal displays to show you that the batteries are charging up? No, that's because it actually broke quite soon into my use of this particular device. And right now, of course, it is charging. It will charge eventually. But you do sometimes get a little bit of a problem, such as the bottom section doesn't always seem to charge up properly. And one thing I did notice a while ago was that one of the connectors, one of the little connection bits here had actually bent over, so I had to go in with tweezers to sort that out. So one thing I've also noticed that this unit isn't charging up as well or as quickly as it used to be. This in general is a lot faster than the standard charger that comes with Canon cameras by quite a significant amount, and it also did 2 batteries at the same time rather than just one like the standard Canon one does, and it's got the advantage of being able to plug into USB ports. Yes, yeah, see this wire here? Yeah, that's good, that is. Come on, autofocus, because it lets you plug it into pretty much anything, whereas, you know, the Canon version on the other hand just comes with a standard plug into the wall socket type thing depending on what country you're in, and doesn't seem to have a USB adapter. They may have changed that with the more recent cameras, who knows, but the one I've got is certainly useless in that regard. But this, I think, is pretty much on its last legs. It is still doing... Ooh, don't you just love it when cameras decide to just cut off for some reason? I don't know why. I just suddenly got this little display on the screen around about here, and then all of a sudden it stopped. I got a message saying that the recording stopped. Don't know why, it just did. It's something that's happening more and more randomly with this camera whenever I do recordings of a visual nature rather than, strictly speaking, photography wise. Maybe I should look at upgrading my camera, but anyhow, as I was saying before I got interrupted by my own camera sabotaging me, yeah, I think this thing is on its last legs. It is still working, it is still charging the battery up. This battery was more or less run down, so what have I got as a replacement? Well, from Powerextra, that's Powerextra, we have the little box of tricks and whatnot, all the usual MacGuffins on the side. Excuse me while I cough. Oh, I might edit that out, I might not. If you're wearing headphones, sorry about that. Oh, let's open this up and just take a look inside, because we have inside batteries, a new charger which does look similar to this one, although it's from a different company, and more USB wires. So let's just see what we've got here. Well, the autofocus of course decides not to respond to what I'm doing. There's a couple of other things we've got as well. I'll just put this down to one side. What else do we have here? We have one of those cleaning kits, one of those little wipes. Oh, come on, autofocus, get with it. Tell you what, let's zoom out a bit, because that might help a little. Because I was going close up before because I needed to be a little closer to get something so small in the camera. Now we've got more stuff to play with. Ha! We don't perhaps need to be quite so close. Yeah, so we've got standard polystyrene kind of bag here, which probably isn't really going to be recyclable, but I'll still put in the recycling bin anyhow, just to be on the safe side. You can get potato starch versions of these bags nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. You can put them in compost bins or whatnot afterwards. Yeah, this feels a little on the rough side, but then again, you don't want these things to be too smooth, because otherwise I might not clean the lens properly. but it's not rough enough to damage it. It's got the nice little Powerextra logo on as well. That's good. We'll just put that to one side because we don't really need it. We've got a USB cable here, again, polystyrene bag, one of those ties. I mean, do we even really need the bags of any sort? Ooh, this is a much longer USB cable. Ooh, that is rather nice. What kind of USB thingy majigger do we have at the end here? Autofocus understandably not working so well this time. Yeah, that's a standard micro USB kind of cable, which is exactly the same type as what we've got here. Whoops, let's put them together. Only, if the autofocus ever wants to settle. There we go. On this new one on my right, you can see there's a couple of little spokey type fin type things that are working just a little, well, they're a bit more defined. They've got a bit more space out. Got a couple of batteries. I've seen that kind of batteries before. I've got a couple of them before in my own right somewhere else. And this looks very similar to what I've already got here. Dimensions are about the same. It's a little taller. It's about the same. Oh, battery's gonna die. No. Wait. Oh, I got that indicator thing again on the side here, which last time it came up meant the video was going to die. It didn't. But quick look at the dimensions. Yes, it's a little taller. It's about the same width, maybe a little wider. Yes, just ever so slightly wider. Whoops. Good solid plastic. Well, it's not really solid plastic, but the depth is the same. Yeah, construction-wise, it feels like it's similar plastic. Not the best highest grade plastic ever, but it's not cheap crap that's going to break. One rather surprising thing, we've got this USB cable right here. So you've got two choices. You can either plug it into this really long cable this way and power it up that way, or you can plug it in that way. I think that's overcompensating a bit, to be brutally honest, but obviously this is a very short cable, there's no extension given there, whereas this is an incredibly long cable. I mean, my god, look at the length of that cable. Yeah, I'm quite liking that. I've no idea what the display is going to be like, so I'll tell you what, let's pull this cable out here. I've got the foregang literally on the top of this unit, and as we can see, it's actually a white display to start off with, a white light, and then all the liquid crystal stuff shows up here, charging 1, charging 2. Let's just put this in here, and whoop, yeah, there we go, a little bit of a click, the light comes back on, and we should see charging 1. Yeah, it's going. The liquid crystal display is actually going. It's actually showing it filling up with power straight from the mains on this beautiful day, which it isn't really, but there you go. Charging quite nicely, so that's working quite well. Let's just take a look here. Dual USB charger. Now, I don't think that means that you can plug this into something else like a dedicated USB port and take power from it directly, while at the same time plugging it in through this one and getting power and charging it twice as fast. But the fact that you can get two batteries, I've got a feeling this is the same kind of battery. It's going to be on one of those little plastic trays, isn't it? And oh yes, all kinds of cellophane wrappers, and yeah, it's exactly the same kind of battery. Plain, completely plain Jane. Oh, a little difficult to get out of. Otherwise, it's exactly the same stuff. Yeah, Powerextra is exactly the same thing from the same company. I bought this battery separate. This did not come with batteries at all, as I recall. This one did, which was unexpected, an unexpected bonus. Probably the reason why it was a little more expensive. And so far as I can tell, let's just see, look off camera. Oh, this new battery was already at least partially charged up, whereas this one's got one battery cell already charged up. This one had 2 from the get-go straight out of the box, which sounds about right. Let's just see, how easy does this get to go back inside here? Relatively easy. There's nothing much to really stop it from coming out loose again. But let's just take a look at what the stuff in the back is. Just caution stuff, made in China, various recyclable stuff like that can't actually go. And it's done it again, mid-rant. Ugh. I'm going to look for a firmware update for this thing, but in my summing up here, This thing seems to be doing quite well. I'm annoyed with the camera. I am really annoyed with the camera. I don't know if it's just the age of the machine or something, but that's getting beyond the point here. I'll sum this up. You get a nice long cable with this. You get 2 free batteries. You get this lovely little cloth here. You get a charger that seems to charge up pretty fast. You get this lovely little thank you note. You get a really decently optioned plastically covered device for charging up your batteries. 2 batteries at once is better than 1 battery slowly charging up on the standard kit. Yeah, Canon, I just wish that your video recording settings on your DSLRs were better. Well, I can certainly recommend this. There'll be a date I'll re-review at some point, obviously, to confirm whether or not this has suffered any of the same problems as this, or so on and so forth, probably after about a month or so of using it. I now have quite a substantial battery collection, because, God, this means I've got at least 4 of these particular batteries now, along with 1 Canon battery and 1 other expensive battery to back up with that, and 2 more batteries from another brand that I got at the same time. Oh, the things you do for hobby light photography, yeah? And YouTube as well. Well, see you next time.